And we're back. And it is, okay, it just turned to 12:39. And we're ready for Genesis 2. Got stuff on the table here. Stuff behind me everywhere. I don't suppose I actually need the milk until my throat clears up. Yes, I have sniffing issues anyway, but see, this one is mostly closed off and there's a bump inside this one. And what I do when I'm around people is, I try to hold my breath for as long as I can. But eventually, I'd suck some air in and breathe. And then they give me allergy tips and tell me I need to see a doctor and blah, 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 blah. Well, excuse me for freaking breathing. I don't understand. It's normally, that group. Anyway, I breathe. Although right now I have cold issues. But if it bugs you, hey, move on to the next video. Heat kicked on. 12:40. February 21st. Genesis 2. King James Version. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created. In the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens, and every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted, and it became into 4 heads. The name of the first one is Pison. That is it which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is, BD, Bdellium. I'm guessing the B's kind of silent. And the onyx stone. Stuff like this, a lot of people, and I've mentioned this before in a couple other videos, they'll say, oh my gosh, I don't know what these are, and just, shut it up and forget it. This here, Bdellium, however you say that, Bdellium, however it's pronounced, it doesn't matter if I call it monkey chips. Doesn't matter squat. See, does it change anything about the plan of salvation if I pronounce this word correctly or incorrectly? No. Does it change what the word is saying? Not trying to pronounce a name like this, no. I'm not twisting other words. I'm not saying do this when it says do not do this. I'm not twisting the word. It's just names, you know? Like your kids, doesn't matter if you call them Winkin', Blinkin', and Nod. Doesn't matter how these are pronounced. The text is true. The word is true. Doesn't matter if I butcher every name in it. Matters that you keep on reading. Read through it. Read what's around those words. My nose is driving me nuts. I'm getting hot. Verse 13. And the name of the second river is Gihon. Or Gihon. Maybe it's Gihon. I don't know if they have a line above the eyes when it's along the eye. It looks like it should be Gihon or Gihon. Doesn't matter. The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hiddekel or Hiddekel. That is it which goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. And the Lord God took man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest eat freely, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. This right here, it doesn't mean that he would die in the 24-hour period that he ate of it. I believe we were put here to live eternally. God made the place amazing. I think he planned, he intended for us to just stay here and live here. Enjoy the land and garden and enjoy the fruits and just to exist, coexist peacefully. I don't think when God created us and the world and everything therein, there was a plan developed, of course, but I don't think he intended us to die. He intended people would love him and obey him, and disobedience wouldn't enter in. So I think, of the time when Adam ate it, then that turned on some time clock for death. It's like, alrighty, now you're living totally in human form, and when you wear out that body or you let something happen to you, that's it. Where are we at? Verse 17. Verse 18. And the Lord God said, It is not good that the man should be alone, and I will make him an helpmeet for him. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all the cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. And that's chapter 2. Interesting time to bring up marriage. They're the only two people. I don't know if this was later on or just Moses writing back. Anyway, we're going to go around again.